Learn English through stories. C2PIT. Adapted and modified by Kulwant Singh Sandhu. Contents. 1. A man complained to God about his problems. 2. 3 old men. 3. The cat and her strong friends. 4. The king and his sons. 5. The lion and the mouse. 6. Question of time. 1. A man complained to God about his problems. Once, a person had a very bad day. All night, he pleaded to God and said, "God, if you're not angry, may I ask you a question?" God replied, "Ask, whatever you want to ask." The person said, "Why did you spoil my whole day?" God said, "What happened?" The person said, "In the morning, my alarm did not ring. Because of this, I got up late. When I was going to work, my scooter broke down on the way. I called for a taxi, but it took ages to arrive. In a hurry, I left my lunchbox at home. The canteen at work was closed due to a strike. I spent my whole day without food." God replied, "Well, anything else?" The person continued, "I was to receive an important, but my phone got switched off. And also, I didn't feel very well, so I thought that I'd go home early and sleep. But when I reached home, there was no electricity. God, please help." God replied, "Look, listen to me carefully. Today, you are going to get into some big trouble. I wanted you to take a day off, so I switched your alarm off. But you went out and then you were going to have a serious accident. So I broke your scooter down. Eating in the canteen would have given you food poisoning. So I managed to shut it. You were to receive a cheating phone call. Somebody planned to sell a false insurance policy. So I switched your phone off. You have some faulty electric wires in the house. Your house was to catch fire in the night when you were asleep. So I cut off the electricity in your house. I didn't do all this to trouble you, but to save you from big troubles." The person realized and thanked God and said, "God, I made a mistake. Please forgive me. I will not complain again." God smiles and said, "No need to be sorry. In future, just remember me, trust me, whatever I do for your good." Man proposes, God disposes. Human beings can make any plans they want, but it's God that decides their success or failure. 2. 3 old men. Once in a village, a woman saw 3 old men sitting outside her house. They were sitting there for quite a while. The woman went outside and said, "I saw that you are sitting here for a long. You must be hungry. Please come in and have something to eat." The man asked, "Is the man of the house at home?" The woman replied, "No." The man replied, "Then we cannot come in." The woman went inside. In the evening, when her husband came, she told him about the people sitting outside and all that happened. The husband said to his wife, "Please ask those men to come in and have some food." The woman went out and said, "My husband is home. He is inviting you all. Please come inside and have some food." They replied, "We do not go inside a house together." The woman questioned, "Why?" Then one of those old men explained. Pointing to one of his friends, he said, "His name is Wealth. If he goes with you, your home will always be filled with wealth." Then pointing to another old man, he said, "He is Success. If he goes with you, you will always be successful in whatever you start to do." He introduced himself as Love. "If I go with you, then your home will always be filled with love." Then he said, "Now you go in and discuss with your husband which one of us you want in your home." The woman went inside and told his husband about what that old man said. Her husband was overjoyed to listen about it and said, "Let's invite wealth. Let him come and fill our home with wealth." Their wife disagreed and said, "No, why do we invite success?" Their daughter-in-law was listening to this. She came to them and suggested, "Wouldn't it be better if we invite love into our home? Then our home will be filled with love forever." Husband and wife agreed to her advice. The woman again went out and said, "Which one of you is love? Please come in and be our guest." Love got up and started walking toward the house. Just then other two also got up and started following him. The woman asked, "You said that not all can come together. I invited only love. Why are you coming?" Old men replied, "If you had invited wealth or success, then the other two have stayed outside. Wherever there is love, wealth and success will follow." 3. A cat and her strong friends. Once there lived a cat. She thought, "The lion is the strongest of all the animals. It is good to have strong friends. I shall go to the lion and make friends with him." She did so, and the lion and the cat were friends for many, many days. Once they went for a walk together and met an elephant. The lion began to fight with the elephant, and the elephant killed him. The cat was very sorry. "What shall I do?" she thought. "The elephant was stronger than the lion. I shall go to the elephant and make friends with him." She did so, and they were friends for many, many days. Once they went for a walk and met a hunter. The hunter shot at the elephant and killed him. The cat was sorry, but she thought, "The man is stronger than the elephant, I see." So she went up to the hunter and asked, "May I go with you?" "All right, let us go home together," he said. They came to the man's home. His wife came to him and took his gun from him. The cat saw that and thought, "Oh, the woman is the strongest of all. She can take the hunter's gun from him, and he does not fight with her. He does not even say a word." The man sat down at the table and the woman went to the kitchen. The cat went to the kitchen too. She decided to stay with the woman forever. That's why you always see a cat in the kitchen at a woman's feet. 4. The king and his sons. Once upon a time there lived a king. He was a kind and intelligent king. He had 4 sons. The king was very old. He was worried about his kingdom. He wanted to choose his successor. But all his sons were strong and brave. He was finding it hard to decide who should be his successor. One day, he thought of a plan. He called his sons. He gave them a gold coin each. He asked them to bring some very special. Whatever they bring, it should cover the whole space of a big room. He gave them 1 week to complete the task. All the 4 sons went in search of such things. The first son went to Saharanpur, Haryana. He brought some cotton. He thought to himself, "Cotton is light, so it is easy to carry. I am sure it will fill the room." The second son went to Jammu and Kashmir. He brought lots of apples. He thought to himself, "The apples are really good. They are yellow, green and red. I am sure they will fill the room." The third son went to Rajasthan. He brought a lot of monkey nuts. They are very useful during the Lohri festival. I am sure they will fill the room. The fourth son, the youngest, was not very tall but very clever. He was busy reading his books. He didn't have to travel far. One day, it was getting dark outside. He came inside. He wanted to read his storybook. It was very dark inside, so he lit the candle. The candle filled the room with light. So this candle solved his problem. After 1 week, the king called his sons. He went to the big room with his 4 sons. The king asked his sons to demonstrate whatever material they have come up with. The first son spread the cotton, but it didn't cover the whole space. The second son spread the apples, but it didn't cover the whole space. The third son spread the monkey nuts, but it didn't cover the whole space. The fourth son went to the king and returned the gold coin. The king got shocked and said, "My dear son, did you not bring anything?" The fourth son replied, "I didn't buy anything. There was no need. I didn't want to waste the precious gold coin." The king was puzzled and said, "What are you going to show us?" The fourth son said, "Please shut the door. Please shut all the windows." He took out a small candle from his pocket and lit it with a match. The whole room was filled with light. The king was very pleased with the fourth son. Without hesitation, he announced him as the future king. The king said to his son, "5. The Lion and the Mouse." It was a warm, summer day. The wind was blowing very gently. The lion was tired. He had been hunting for many days. He lay under a tree and fell asleep. He dreamt. He is in a rich country. He is treated like a real king. He doesn't hunt. He gets his meat in a big manger. He is very happy. He is thinking of getting married soon. He has seen a few lionesses, but he cannot decide which one to choose for his wife. Suddenly, a mouse, the Mickey, disturbed his sleep. The lion was very angry. He caught Mickey. Mickey cried and asked for mercy. She said to the lion, "Please release me. I am very sorry. I didn't mean to disturb your sleep. I was just jumping up and down because I was very happy. I am getting married next week. My husband is very rich. We are going to America for our honeymoon. Many people cannot go to America. It is not that they cannot obtain an American visa, but the air tickets are too expensive. I am lucky, though." The lion took pity on her and let her go. After a few weeks, the lion was caught by some hunters in a net. Luckily, Mickey and her husband Musa were passing by. They were going to a travel agent to book their tickets. They were going to go to Scotland this time. They saw the lion stuck in the net. They cut the ropes of the net with their sharp teeth. The lion was set free. The lion thanked Mickey but said, "Why didn't you invite me to your wedding?" Mickey replied, "I was going to invite you, but the food was only for 120 mice. If we had invited you, all the 120 mice would have starved from hunger." The lion smiled and said, "I know. I understand." 6. A question of time. Nasruddin Khan was an old man, and he was plowing his plot of land when a hunter came riding a horse. The hunter was a rude man. He didn't respect the elders. "Hey, you," said the hunter. "Did you see a pig run past?" "Yes," replied Khan. "Which way did it go?" demanded the man. Khan pointed in the direction in which the pig had gone. The man rode away without a word of thanks, but he was back within minutes. "No sign of it," he said. "Are you sure it went that way?" "I am certain," replied Khan. "It went that way 2 years ago."